It starts with one thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind, I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away, it's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on but didn't even know, or wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. There are many Persian poets, but there are two who are more special because their main occupation was not poetry, and they just used that as a side way to express their vision and feelings, as Rumi was a cleric and Khayyam was a scientist. Rumi had never said any poems until the age of around 40 and spent all those 4 decades of his lifetime as a normal cleric, doing all the normal jobs that other clerics do. But it was when that he met another mystic called Shams, who introduced him a new type of lifestyle which made Rumi able to enter a new zone of life, which he later on calls it the zone of love. And with that great change of manner, entering high mystical degrees, I could write thousands of lines of poems until the age of 66 when he passed away. Khayyam was a mathematician and astronomer, with his greatest discovery being the solar Jalali calendar, which is still being used by Iranians as their official calendar, which is the most precise calendar in the world comparing to others. And I like it very much because the beginning of each season is exactly in accordance with the dates, unlike the Christian calendar and the lunar calendar, which the beginning of the seasons are not in order. He only wrote around 200 pieces of poems in the short format of quatrains, means 4 lines of poem. But in these very few number of poems, he included general inclusive subjects about the creation and human. Unlike Khayyam, who only wrote a few number of poems, Rumi has thousands lines in his 2 main great books and also other few books, but still they have one character in common, as Rumi has got a spiritual view, and Khayyam has a materialistic, scientific view. And that's the recommendation for people to live, especially to relieve from pain. The solution to relieve from pain. Pains that exist in all of our lives. The times that we try so hard to achieve something like a thing, money, a degree, a position, whatever, and then you just realize that your pain is not gone and it still exists, and you think, so what? Khayyam's recommendation to get relief from pain is limited to only this world, and it is scientific, materialistic, as a great proportion of his poetry is about the subject carpe diem, which means living in the present. And to exaggerate that, he suggests us to drink wine or beer or whatever type of alcohol. Which was and is still a critical issue, as especially back then at the 11th century, extremist people and clerics had crazy vision about drinking alcohol, and still doctors, suggest that drinking alcohol is not good for your health anyway. And to even make this recommendation catchier, he in another proportion of his poems warns us that after death our body will become earth and then mud, which will be used to create jugs that are used to hold and pour wine by other people. So he resembles the jug of the wine to drink from that, the people before you. Rumi, however, has a spiritual recommendation, as he was first a normal cleric, and then after some meetings with Shams, transferred to a mystic, so that he could have even better outside the box vision, and so recognizes the reason of creation, unlike Khayyam, who questions that. His solution for pain is, interestingly, like Khayyam, to get drunk. But this time there is no physical drink included, as you achieve that happiness by practicing the methods that he himself explains them in his one book through lines of stories, and in another also book through a couple of lines of poetry more straightly. So that would happen in a long-term practice, unlike Khayyam, who was introducing us a short, fast method of drinking alcohol, which will give you a hangover the next days anyway. Overall, even though Khayyam does not have an outside the box vision, his poems still are worthwhile, as it represents the vision of a great scientist. But still not enough, as mysticism beats science. Khayyam's solution for pain is like a painkiller that works for a short time but cannot stop the source of the pain, which can be resolved by more complex and long-term practices recommended by mystics like Rumi. A spiritual solution. Rumi's solution for pain, the spiritual wine, can relieve human from pain forever by being dissolved in life and get connected to divine. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end it doesn't even matter.